Sunday, fun friends. So, I'm sitting here waiting on Pete. We're going to do some more errands. We just got done at Walmart and there was clearance and, of course I had to be in on that. So, um, but yeah, so while I'm waiting, I thought there's a topic that a lot of people have asked me to cover, or didn't necessarily ask me to cover. They asked me questions about why I chose to do this channel. And it really started a few years ago. It started a few years ago because of all the politics and I saw a really ugly turn of events with how human beings were treating each other. And I wanted to do something that could bring people together. So I started a Facebook group called Your Fun Life. And it's a group that's dedicated to biological women only. There are lots of groups that are for other people and for other pronouns and everything else. This is for biological women because our characteristics are unique to us, and it's just a safe place for people to be, that they don't have to worry about getting harassed and so forth, because it's by invitation only, and then you can only get on the group if you've been referred by another member. So we started that a few years ago, and we have people of all walks of life on there. The women on there are range in age from 17 to, I think our oldest member is in her late 70s. And they're moms, they're housewives, they're gay, they're straight, they're pagans, they're Christians. There's everybody on this group. But what we don't allow are conversations about religion and politics. So anything that veers in that direction, anything that is going to start a passionate argument or something, we don't allow that. There's plenty of groups that cater to that. This is not one of them. So it made me start the group sort of on a whim, because I was getting to the point where I didn't even want to be on social media anymore, because it had just gotten so ugly. And no one was allowed to have their own opinion. No one was allowed to have a different point of view. I guess that's the same thing. But I mean, it just seemed like I was tired of it. And I thought, surely we can have a conversation as women, as human beings, and share other things that we all have in common. And we do. And what am I, 3 or 4 years on that group now? It's a small group. I have less than 500 people on it, and it's like in the high 400s, but that's because it's by invitation. And so from that group, a lot of topics came up, a lot of conversations came up about different things, about things that just people talk about, not just what women would talk about, but women and men alike, young women, older women, middle-aged women, whoever. We all have the same inherent feelings down inside sometimes, I think, about things. So I thought, well, I have a thing or two to say. I've learned a thing or two in life, some experiences. I've had a lot of hard knocks. People who know me will know that I am successful now. I have done well for myself, and I'm quite proud of it, because I did it all on my own, and I worked really hard for it. It didn't come to me early, and it didn't come to me easily, but it came to me with perseverance and using my brain, I guess, a little bit, and getting knocked around a lot too. I got knocked around a lot in my life, and but I just kept going. And primarily I kept going because I was a young mom. I was a teenage mom, and I had little boys to make sure that I didn't screw up their life. So I wanted to make them proud of me, because I had feared maybe at some point in time that I disappointed my parents. Even no one ever said that I did. It's not like that. It was all inside of me. But I spent a great deal of my life really plowing through life, trying to make sure that I wasn't that same 17-year-old girl who got herself knocked up. And that still holds with me to a point to this day, even though it seems silly. For many years I was a people pleaser, trying to make everybody happy, trying to do all the things, until I realized you can't. You spread yourself too thin, and then people just expect it out of you, and if you don't, you'll disappoint them. I covered that in another short video, about a 4-minute video, that if you look through it, I talk about that in more detail. But all the things that I talk about on this channel are things that I have probably experienced in life. They're probably things that I've pushed through, and so I have a few things to say about it. And I am opinionated, and I do respect other people's opinions, but I won't be silenced. I won't be told that I can't have an opinion. I just won't. And I don't care anymore if people like me or they don't like me. I mean, everybody wants to be liked, but I'd rather be more respected than liked. And I've had friends who unfriended me because of my opinions on certain things, and it was just absurd because I never denied them their opinion or their right to have it. I'd fight for anyone's right to their opinion. So that's kind of where this came from. Once I started that group and I allowed people a free space to talk and a place to share, I started hearing more and more things coming out about, and God, we're so much more similar than people realize. Even people of different politics, different sexual orientations, you'd be shocked to find out how similar people are. The media really wants us to believe that we're not. The media really wants to conquer and divide politicians, primarily. I feel very strongly about that. I have my own political viewpoints on things, but I don't trust government and I don't trust politics, and that's very honest. I'm just being honest about that, and that's from either side. So I think we're lied to a lot constantly. I think most of mainstream media has an agenda. And so when I talk about things on my channel, when I bring things up, when I have a conversation with people, it's because I'm just being real with who I am and what I think. And I want people to have permission to be real. I don't want people to feel like they can't have an opinion, but at the same time, I don't want to hear people be disrespectful to others because of that opinion, and that means even if yours doesn't agree with mine. So on this channel, it was an avenue for me to just try to here, Pete's back here. On this channel, it was an avenue for me to try to, I don't know, I guess break through to some people and maybe share a little bit of what I've been through in my life, and perhaps help somebody to not have to go through it, or maybe to feel some camaraderie if you've been through it and you think you're on your own. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to keep bringing up topics. I'm going to keep bringing up things that I did well or things that I screwed up, and show you how I fixed them. And that's what I want to do with this. That's my goal with this channel. And I hope all of you enjoy it. And I appreciate all of you spending time with me. I appreciate your opinions. I appreciate what you have to say respectfully. And I'm always open to new topics and things that you want to talk about. So hang in there with me. There's going to be more to come. Lots of conversations that we'll be having that maybe other people wouldn't have with you. So listen or don't listen, or take the good and get rid of what doesn't work for you. But I'm Holly. I'm your fun sister. Please like, subscribe, and share.